Look, most advice you hear out there is just total garbage. There is no blueprint for success. You following somebody else's milestone and their fucking goals and everything personal that they love won't get you nowhere but the glitz and glam of a hollow shell with nothing inside. You won't be getting nothing that you need that is very valuable to you as a person for you to even get to the goal that you need to get to. People talk about building life or building a business like a fucking basic algebraic expression. If you get A plus B, you end up with C, right? Fuck no. You won't end up with C. You'll end up with some shit that you didn't even like in the first place. And as you're trying to do this shit, you're gonna realize, fuck, I don't like this shit at all. I don't wanna do this shit at all. When people look back at their winning streak and they edit out the chaos, they give you a clean, written narrative. They woke up at 4 a.m. They did the fucking prototype they was working on the night before that morning. They ended up making fucking $1 million that day. Bro, they throw it all in your face, bro. And the shit not real, gang. It don't happen like that because the chaos has to be organized to an extent. That means that they ran into trouble and they didn't say anything about it. So what are you gonna run into? You don't need my workshop. You don't need my budget. You don't need my exact steps to build anything great that you need to build. Once you realize that all you have right now is just enough. Everything you have right now is just enough. You don't need anything more. You don't need anything less. Somebody in college told me this and he was an upperclassman. Bruh, I think it's twin to this day. God bless and shout out Marcus. Marcus is a real nigga. He's a real trooper. He realized what he had right then and there in front of him, and he told me that's enough. That's just enough. That's all you need. That's all you will ever need. Whatever is in front of you, disposable, that is what you use and that's what you keep. That's what you use as a tool. That's what you use to get to where you need to get to. That is the map that you spawn in. Whatever you wake up in is what you spawn in. You choose to put the things in your environment of where you spawn at. You choose to find somewhere to go to sleep, to spawn the next day. Bruh, that is your choice. Once you realize that is your choice, you can do whatever you need to do with it. Stop waiting for ideal connections to start engineering your reality. It's not gonna work. Now, don't get me wrong. Oh shit. Now, don't get me wrong. There is no shame in finding inspiration in others, in other people, in their projects, and what they create. Nigga, I didn't invent the wheel. All I did is put an engine on that bitch so that bitch can, motherfucker. I ain't do shit. All I'm doing is something that I seen that fundamentally works, and I'm enhancing whatever that is. Currently, I sell clothes, bruh. I don't give a fuck how you feel about it. Nigga, I wake up every day, I shop, I take pictures of drip, and I fucking sell it to the bad bitches and to the cool niggas, bro. I'm cooling. I'm literally fine in my life. I'm saving money, and I'm giving money to charity every month while I'm doing it. So what's up? You see how my goal, my life, everything is different, and I have even explained to you the chaos that I've experienced even to get to this predicament of my life. Bro, you will never know someone's complete full story if they don't tell you nothing that is false/negative that they experience, bro. You won't. You found inspiration. Now put yourself in their head at the crossroads and try to tell yourself, what decisions would I make if I ran into the same problems and had only the same opportunities presented to me as the person that is inspiring to me was presented? What would you do with the current headspace and the mind space you have now if you were that person, them, the person you were inspired by at that time? With your current brain and perspective, what would you have done differently? That's how you extract intelligence, not just copy homework. That's how you do it for real. You take those moments of when they face challenges, place it and put it in towards your life. Use their inspiration of idea choices and decision making that they used, and also think about, damn, what did they say now that they experienced back then that they wish they did better back then, and now they're having a conversation about it. Think about those things. I like to watch a few people that I'm inspired by, interviews, fucking project details and run-throughs, documentaries. It doesn't matter. As long as it's documented content of any sorts directly from the artist itself, or even other people observing that artist. There's so much to gain from, there's so much to collect as information. And I think that that's very important to you, and it's important for everybody. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, motivation and prospering for your life to be successful is something that you can do that benefits yourself and others around you. If you're able to do that to benefit yourself, you end up having a family. What does that do? That populates the world. That populates the world in the correct way, because you have a family that is not born and brought up in trauma and scarce situations. And if anything arises that's a problem that needs to be dealt with, they can do it. They have the mental construct to do it, and they can also do bigger things and create a bigger web of better and stronger people. And I think that's great. I think that's a great thing to do. I think that's great to have in this world, and I think that we should have that as a mission for everybody to find proper success and proper inspiration in people, and have the right encouragement and positivity to actually get things done. I think that's a big challenge that everybody runs into, is setting goals, setting goals, setting goals. I don't think setting goals does really much of anything other than hones you from actually doing what you need to do. Me personally, I have recently stopped saying, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Tomorrow I'm doing this, tomorrow I'm planning that. If I have something important that's I need to be there for example, if I got to travel out of town and go see family, I got to put that on my calendar. That's something that's mandatory. That's not something that's a goal of mine, if you get what I'm saying. All the goals of mine are being completed throughout the entire day. I haven't rewrote what type of goal I've done, anything like that. I don't know if this advice will help anybody else out there, but me personally, that's what I've been doing, and it's been working out pretty good. I've been able to scale my business to an extent of what it is now, and I am just thankful for God and his blessings just for me to be able to do that. Run a scan on your own hardware right now. Your body, whatever you're feeling internally in your stomach, whatever you're going through mentally. If you're sick right now, process the fact that you're sick, accept the fact that you're sick. And what leverage do you have from that? If you're sick, what leverage do you get? Some may say you get none. Me personally, if other people come around me and I'm sick and I don't like you, bitch, I'm coughing on you. I'm sorry. Hands up. Yeah, I'm the one that did it. You sick tomorrow morning, you can't go into work tomorrow morning because you was an asshole yesterday. You should have thought about your decisions. My fault, OG. Now you know what leverage you have. What constraints are backing you into a corner? What are things that you think that are weaknesses to yourself? Internally, physically, mentally, some environmental challenges. What are some things that you can write down? Write that down and really focus on things you're not liking. I feel like us finding things we don't like is very easy because as people, we have biases. And if our biases are met, that's just us living life properly. We're not sitting here saying, oh, I'm so happy that so-and-so, 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 and I ate today. You know, those are just you living life properly, and that's how you live a fulfillment life every day. But when things go wrong, you can tell. You can tell every detail when things go wrong. People can tell when something is off as a word. People can tell when you don't use the right grammar. People can tell when
a picture's not the same as the other one, and the other one's AI, and the other one's not.
Like, bro, they just know everything. Now that you have written down your strengths, your weaknesses, I'm gonna tell you something. A strategy that had dominated 5 years ago is absolute to now because the landscape consistently shifts. No matter what you do, no matter what is the better way of doing something, it will always change. And I'm telling you, you gotta be ready for the friction of that changing. Everything you're gonna do right now is not gonna be the same shit you're gonna do when you succeed, or the same shit you're gonna do to even succeed. Some things you're gonna have to alternate, some things you're gonna have to switch out, some things you're gonna have to exchange, some things you're just gonna have to not do at all. You're gonna have to excel from the motherfucking schedule. You're gonna excel
from the damn to-do list. You got to exile just from eating shit.
I'm telling you, the shit you're doing right now is some things that you're doing is just not gonna stay the same, bro. And it's cool, gang. The goal was never to be cloned. The goal was to make a hyper-tailored decision on what you need to do to get to the success that you need to get to. That's what we're trying to get at. Stop navigating your life with a map someone else drew a terrain for that doesn't exist anymore. It's not going to end up working like that. Take the inspiration, understand why they made that decision, what played into them making that decision. But when it's time to execute, build your own suit.